Okay, I ran across this little cemetery right in the middle of town. It was out of place. It's very small. It's about a square block, and it's a historical cemetery. And what I mean by historical is there hasn't been anybody buried in here in over 100 years, so there's no modern graves in here. And back in the old days, they had a lot of symbols and things like that that meant things, and we're going to go look at these things and talk about what they mean. Initial site 100 feet west. Now that is directly behind me where this Lexmark store is now. That church is gone, and we're going to go in here and look at some graves. First off, we got a headstone here that has a dove. This is a dove right here, and the dove usually means it's a child or an infant, is a symbol of innocence or the meek. And this is 1850 to 1851, so that was infant son of J.F. Schuler. Another thing I'm noticing here is traditionally Christians are buried with their headstones facing east. So this headstone here is facing east. This headstone here is facing west. That doesn't mean that they're down there facing west. Back in the old days, they could be buried facing east, but they move the headstones around facing west, so when the families come to visit, they're not standing on their grave. That's one of their superstitions. And here is Ethel, daughter of B.A. and A.E. Miles, born 1887 to 1890. That's a 3-year-old. Here. All right, I don't know if you can see that. Annie E., wife of B.E. Miles, 1860 to 1899. So this is the mother. And here's another headstone, says infant. Now here, this is a lamb, and it's a sleeping lamb. Lambs also mean children or infants, and the lamb's usually sleeping or resting. Another symbol of innocence. 1890, 1890. So this child was 2 days old. Here's an awesome fence and gate. I absolutely love this gate. This gate's from 1890, 1890s. And right here would have been the name. But you can see that screw's missing it. This gate's 130 years old, so again, you have the willow tree, the weeping willow, and the 2 lambs at the bottom. The weeping willow is also a sign of sorrow, and with the lambs, this is another child situation. I happened to look one of these up on eBay, and believe it or not, you can buy a gate just like this and the 2 posts right and left of it. But I don't know how I feel feel about that. I don't think I want to own nothing like that. Wow, there's a lot of headstones that seem to be youngsters. There's another one here. There's the dove. In memory of Rebecca, daughter of Rachel and J.R. 1855, 1861. 7 years old. 6 years old. This graveyard, I'll give you a look around here. This graveyard is in the middle of town. I mean, there's a concert stage. You can hear the train. Yeah, that right there is a huge concert stage. And town all around us. Here's another one of those cast gates. This one is dated on the gate 1858. I got the shadow in the way, folks, so you just have to deal with it. Nothing I can do about it today. You probably can't see in there real good. It says Ophelia Estelle. 1865. 7 years, 3 months, 17 days. So she died 5 months after the Civil War ended. Here's an interesting one. It has a dove. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a child. 9 times out of 10 it does, but and I can't really read the dates on that. Super old. Bernice W. Morgan. She was 30. Now this is pretty cool. Here is another fence and gate set up, and here's the fence post. Right there in that, grew up in that big old oak tree. Been there a long time. These massive magnolia trees, there's quite a few of them in here, and they're about to bloom. Coming soon. Big white flowers. Some of these headstones face east, some face west. This is a family. Usually when you got a fence like this, everything inside is the family. It says Armstrong on several of these headstones. go gate. Champion Iron Fence Company, Kenton, Ohio. Alright, well that was just a little random stop at something I thought was interesting, and we got to walk through and learn some things about doves and lambs and which way people are buried 130 years ago. Catch you on the next video.